Hello. We live. Happy Tuesday. How y'all feeling tonight? As I said, happy Tuesday. We're back at it. Excuse me. It's trying to multitask here. My boys is on and they're in a fight. Six is trying to hang on. What y'all up to, man? How y'all feeling? Welcome to another amazing, beautiful, splendid episode of Keepin It Playa. For those that may be new. For those who may be new, I'm Ceddy P, artist manager, owner of Renaissance Music Records. Firefighter. Playlist curator. Excuse me for talking so slow. I'm trying to root my team on, but we gonna stay locked in. I promise you. But let me scale it back. Let me bring it back. Again, for those that's new, I am Cedric Perry, also known to many as Ceddy P, artist manager, owner of Renaissance Music Records, playlist curator, and above all, just a good man. He a good man, Savannah. But we here, and we're here at the Playas Circle to make sure that you enjoy yourself, get a little bit to take on your journey, a little bit of music, some shit talking. Just a good time. Tonight's episode is appropriately titled Reup on Drawers and Pillows. How you got a sore neck and skids. Every couple of months, you gotta go to Walmart, Target, if you an online shopper, Amazon. Re-up on a few essentials. The first got to be, you got to get you some new drawers, because drawers don't last as long as they used to. You know what I mean? So you gotta re-up on drawers. But something that we don't talk about too often is that you gotta re-up on your pillows, your pillowcases, and all of that. All that wear and tear with your big ass skull. So make sure you go, you re-up on that. And I'm just saying this for your well-being. But you got to think about it. You pull up, right? You pull up. Shout out to all my peoples on the YouTube. Jared, what's good? Alicia, good to see you. Chillin' as night guy. Glad y'all are here. Welcome to the Playas Circle. If you're new here, drop Drop the sunglass emoji. Drop the sunglass emoji in the chat. Oh, let me wear my glasses. But yes, imagine if you're older, that is, you go to, somebody's crib, y'all going to kick it, y'all go have some quality time. You lay on them pillows all flat. You know what I mean? Got a little sweat scent. Papu Ranks, LA, what's good? Let's go. We fighting, baby. We fighting. Let's go, Sixers. Y'all got any races still in the playoff? Y'all got any dogs still in the fight? Oh, that's a push off. Yes. Anywho, we got a great show for you tonight. Going to get into some things. What y'all been into the last couple of days since I've been gone? Let me know. I was blessed. I actually had an event that I attended that I'll get into a little bit more later on in the episode. I went to it's called an all-black affair. Similar to what y'all would figure an all-white affair is. You dressed up to the nine in your black attire. And it was a very, very special event. All the beautiful people. All of my black brothers and sisters. All my good brothers dressed up. You know what I mean? Smart. Presentable. All the brothers that take care of their wife and kids and responsibilities. Beautiful sisters of all ages, shades, thickness. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And then, they had the music on deck. It was a great event, man. It was a great event. If I must say so myself. It was presented through my job, through my coworkers, which I'll honor in just a little bit. So it was great to be with my bros. Not the alpha bros, but the firefighter bros. So that was a nice event. We partied, had a few libations. If you don't know what libations is, that's drinks. Oh yeah, the YouTube ain't kicked off until somebody done called me Morpheus. I actually got on the Morpheus glasses though. You are the one. Red pill or blue pill? Hey. As I mentioned earlier, in addition to going to the all-white affair, and it's been tough, y'all, because, I'm in the midst of watching the playoffs. And if I'm in the midst of watching the playoffs, you know what else I'm doing? I'm out here making them parlays, them lays. Parlays. Went back-to-back nights, back-to-back stacks, which was honestly one of my best showings. We done hit 3 days in a row. Trying to keep that thing going tonight. We shall see. But I'm not going to lie. I'm more concerned that the Sixers win. I just want to get to game 6. I want to bring it back to Philly. I want to be in the building. It's going to be rocking. This is what we save our monies for, so we can do things. so we can do some things. But we gonna keep it moving. We had a great episode last week. We was still talking about the playoffs. We had a great ball-headed logic. We was talking about the difference between convenience and quality. Know the difference? Know the difference. And we also were talking about the Ceddy's recipe, which was your residency at grandma's. Them 2 weeks, baby, them 2 weeks. Magical times. But nonetheless, let's keep this thing moving. Let me make sure I forgot to tell my people in the Playas circle. Let me make sure you gotta tell your peoples. If you don't tell your peoples, who are you letting know? Alright. We're going to keep it moving. Not to shortchange y'all, but just like I said, it's the playoffs. I need to root my team on to victory. Victory, dog. But then more importantly, like I said, I want y'all to enjoy y'all night with y'all peoples. It's all it is about quality time. But while we here, we gonna get active. So let's kick it off. Excuse me, team. Excuse me, IG. My bad. We gonna kick it off with a bald-headed logic. And tonight's bald-headed logic, simple yet effective. You know what I mean? Simple yet effective. But tonight's bald-headed logic is check your inventory. Come on, Paul George. Get it together. Tonight's bald-headed logic is check your inventory before you start selling dreams. Check your inventory before you start selling dreams. Now, what I mean by that is fairly, like I said, fairly understandable. If you have some friends, if you've been living at any time, and if you haven't, continue to live, you'll run into these type of people. But we have some people that have a penchant for what I like to call selling people dreams. And what I mean by selling dreams is making people promises and they really weren't even requested. They really weren't even asked for. Making promises that people didn't ask for is already a bit risky, but what's worse is when people are making those promises and they can't fulfill them or don't fulfill them. There's nothing worse than an unrequested, unfulfilled promise. Let me give you some examples. An example of a unfulfilled, unrequested promise. When you meet some girl or you meet a man and you start promising them the world, you know, man, I'm gonna shower you with gifts. I'm gonna take you out. I want to give you a massage. All this is like, yo, make sure you can handle all of that responsibility. My boy, John in the building. Shout out to the IG. As y'all know, we are filming and live streaming both live on IG and YouTube. So shout out to IG. Make sure y'all like the live. Make sure y'all like the live. But there's nothing worse. Somebody's selling you all these dreams. Yeah, girl, you know, when we get together, first of all, if I can be crude, you know, the girls always hear this, man. I'm gonna wear you out. I'm gonna wear that out. She mess around and give you something, you be, ooh, oh. Don't be no minute, man, after you was talking mad junk. You got to go strong. But even outside of the physical, we talking about, oh yeah, girl, you know, cause I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna treat you good. I'm never going, you know, I'm never going to disrespect you. I'm never going to cheat on you. I'm gonna treat you better than all the other men you had before. Listen, one day at a time, player. So I'm making all these requests. I'm making all these promises. I put it like this: only R&B singers can make empty promises. Only R&B singers can make empty promises. You not Drew Hill. And I'll never make a promise that I can't keep. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Don't put that out there in the streets like that. You ain't Chris Brown. Telling them all you gonna do. Then you out here, oh man, I thought you was gonna be able to take care of my breaks. It got tight, baby. Pockets is tight. Now you look goofy. But let's move off of the romantic relationships. Somebody say they got some money for you. Oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna pay you back such and such time. I'm gonna pay you with interest. Like, yo, don't you rule of thumb. If you let somebody borrow money, like, don't loan money that you can't lose. But people love to make these promises to you, and it's like, I didn't ask for any of this. Do what you can do. Check your inventory before you start selling dreams. It's the easiest way to live, baby. It's the easiest way to live. I don't want you to be a person that you telling everybody, oh, I can do this, I'ma do this, I'ma. You ain't Black Eyed Peas. Don't sell all them fake dreams, baby. Yeah! Let's go, Quentin Grimes. I just need us to get back to Philly, baby. I just need us to get back to Philly. Don't foul. Don't foul. Everybody, shout out to my YouTube gang. They rocking with my Morpheus glasses, y'all. And they have different visibility. That's why I'm rotating at the moment. Let's go, Sixers. Just gotta hold it down. But let's continue on, man. Let's continue on. Let's move on. Let's check out some new waves. What we've been listening to. What we've been hearing. I'm quite sure that y'all have all been tapped in. If you are, you know, what is it? Gen Y. If you're a millennial, if you're an R&B lover, you've been tapped in to some great hits. There's been a lot of great music came out this past week. Most of us have been tapped into their new release from Kehlani. And I ain't gonna lie, it's been a lot of discourse about the album. But majority of it has been, it's been well received. It's a great body of work. Highly influenced by the 90s. A lot of dope features on there. One of my favorite songs that I have heard that I've been getting my groove on, getting my smooth on, getting my groove on, has been the song You Got It. But the self-titled album has been breath of fresh air with features from Lil Wayne, Clips, Missy Elliott, Usher, Brandy, Cardi B, Leon Thomas. You name it, they claim it. It's a great project. Do y'all got a favorite? If y'all got a favorite, let me know. And if you ain't tapped in yet, go tap into that album. It's a nice bop for you and your booski. Something different for whatever mood that you're in. If you want to be romantic, if you want to get your freak on, freak. If you just want to vibe, if you want to apologize, she got it all on there. She really does. So shout out to Kehlani, shout out to her team. I think it was a great project. I'm still listening to it, still vibing. Again, I definitely still currently have some bias. I'm listening to the releases of the year. My girl Alex Isley is still holding firm to that number one spot. But it ain't about competition right now. It's just about listening to good music, and I definitely feel like this is another great body of work from Kehlani. So shout out to her. In addition to her, Kehlani, we also have a new release from the homie Jalen Josey, excuse me. New release from Jalen Josey, and her new project, Serial Romantic, is another very, very special body of work in the R&B space. Okay? Shout out to my girl, Taryn, her manager. They have done an excellent job with the rollout. They've been everywhere. I've been seeing them. But I feel like for me, the songs that have really kind of captured me that I liked was the focus track, which is Love Ain't Shit. Some of the songs that she had already released, the singles. The singles, Housewife. I liked Housewife. And I did like Freak. But she has some other great songs on there as well. I think this time around is a little low-key bop. You know, get your ass up and be. I'm just trying to walk us to the finish line, baby. Damn, he found him hard. But I digress. Other new waves I've been listening to. I've been listening to this record. She doesn't have any a recent release, but the release that I heard, that the new artist that I've been listening to is a new artist named Charity, and I saw her on Instagram. The song resonated with me, and I've been just kind of trying to get connected with her, and I really like her music. She had a release last year called Warm and Soft. Turn your freaky down. But it was really, really dope. The song that kind of caught me was Cruel. That's what I heard on IG. And I really like what I hear from her. She's got a nice sound. And I definitely, if you have not heard of her, go tap in. For sure. So those are the new bops, the new waves that we've been listening to. I'll play something in the background so y'all can vibe to a little bit. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry, y'all, because you know the Celtics is tough. Give him some shimmy. Come on, man. Get a stop. Oh Lord. It's nothing worse than at the end of the game. It's like, yo, you just trying to make it through. It's still a lot of time left. You got a good, sizable lead. And I ain't gonna hold you. I ran back from the gym today to make sure I caught my boys. Cause I'm like, yo, I want us to win. Cause if you get a win, we're down 3-1. For those who are not following the playoffs. It's the first of 4. So obviously, shit is tight. But you get a win, it's 3-2, you going back to Philly. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Yeah, they going cold. Just gotta hold on, keep scoring. But anyway, let's keep it moving, y'all. Maxie! What a gift! What a gift! All right, let's stay locked in, y'all. Let's quickly move to one of y'all favorite segments, which is What Are You Talking About? Where we scour the internet, we see what's been going on, what's been the latest, what's been popping, what's been happening, and we discuss. We discuss. Now, I know that if you are at all on social media and involved in hip hop and culture, uh, then you have seen or heard the latest recent news about the breakup of Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, NBA superstar Klay Thompson. And I'm always a bit surprised and concerned at the response of people towards celebrity relationships, both of them starting and then ending. I think the concern, and I want to attack this with care. I think the thing for me is really, really important for people to understand. It's just like, as much as you may see from people in their social media and on their content, it's very, very important to remember that you indeed do not know these people. As much as it may feel like, oh man, that's my girl, Klay Thompson. Yo, I've been following him since he came in the league. You don't know these people. And the other thing is, because of the celebrity relationships, we get so connected because we're rooting for people. We're fans of them. As black people, we don't have a huge or large number of positive celebrity relationships. If you look at your own life, or you look a little bit deeper into your community, I'm sure you'll find the positive relationships that you actually are looking for. But that's the thing. We connect with these people for a variety of reasons, and then we want to like put in our own input on these things. So there's been tons of comments, there's been tons of discourse about the breakup and about the magnitude. I'm not in the relationship. I don't know either of these people personally, so I don't really feel properly informed enough to give an opinion on these two people. All I know is what people talk about them about, and then you don't know. You really don't know. So I think the thing is, what I can take from this is that we have to try to focus on creating narratives around modern, regular relationships. They're more conducive. They're closely more aligned with where we are in life and a little bit more easier to process. When you're a celebrity, it's a lot of different elements, a lot of different factors that are involved. People in your business 24/7. There are various different pressures that they experience that we don't have to deal with, that would make their relationship and navigating those relationships a lot more difficult. That's something just to really, really keep in mind. The Sixers is going to win, y'all. I'm so happy. Go ahead, Jason Tatum. Walk your ass back to the bench. We got a game 6. I got to stack my bread, y'all, so I can go to the game. Now, in addition to the pressures that, we really don't connect to because of the celebrity relationships, I think the other thing that's important to recognize is I don't like to allow bias to make me make claims that I know really aren't true. Just because I'm a fan of Klay Thompson doesn't mean I need to dismiss Megan Thee Stallion. Just because I'm a fan of Megan Thee Stallion doesn't mean I need to shit on Klay Thompson. People have relationships. They don't work. No, we are not inside of them, so we really don't know where that goes. But that should not expand into you hating men because of what Klay Thompson did, or you talking about how women are because of the reaction or response from Megan Thee Stallion. They don't represent everybody, which is a tough part of being black and being a high profile African American. You get weighted with the world, and it's not cool. Like, yo, bro, he don't represent me. That brother is 6'7", light skin. His daddy was in the NBA. He's got made over $300 million. How in the world does he represent all black men? My boy in the building saying what's good. Again, shout out to IG as we dual live stream. But I think it's unfair for people to make assumptions or make connections to what all men do in relationships or majority of men in relationships based off of what a celebrity is doing, male or female. The other part which I saw is the trauma bonding that happens by hating on the other gender. Look, let me tell y'all something. There have been women through the test of time that have had some negative relationships, some negative experiences, but were able to maintain an air of positivity about men because they know that there are good black men or good men out here, which will lead them to be in a future positive relationship. If you are so hyper focused on men ain't ish, where would you ever? How would you ever get to a relationship of positivity? And I just wanted to be clear. You do have the other options of, you know what I mean, jumping the fence, but I'll be trying to let everybody know, yo, everybody messed up. Everybody freaky. It ain't gender specific. And men, y'all are equally at fault here too. Stop the women bashing, man. It's not a good look. It looks lame. I, for one, can tell you personally, relationships don't always end up positive. But what does that mean? That you quit? Does that mean you stop? No, you live life. You realize that that particular one was not of the best for you. You work on yourself. You work on your healing, and you appreciate the positive relationships, both friend, familial, and otherwise, that you do have in your life. Sixes, baby. Sixes got me right, boy. I'm so proud. But we gotta stop. We gotta stop all this negativity, man. Because, like I said, this is where people are finding a way to bond through negativity, and that's never the direction that we want to move in. All right. But that being all said, I know it's a lot of discourse about the relationship. There's a lot of. I just want y'all to focus. It's okay to kind of take a brief moment to kind of catch up with the current happenings of the world, but don't immerse yourself in celebrity relationships. It's not a good look. It's not healthy. It's not real. I can tell you, if I'm being honest, they got married. So Beyonce and Jay-Z are different, and even they have had their own trials and tribulations. But for the most part, I'm never looking for a celebrity relationship to be my pillar of black love, because they tend to not last. Historically, it doesn't matter who it is. Sometimes they're often done for reasons that have nothing to do with romance. So again, it's never something that kind of black love. Oh my God, black love. Some of these relationships are for rollouts and rollouts alone. So keep that in mind as you matriculate life. Focus on your parents that have been married for 30 years. Focus on the pastor at your church and the first lady. Focus on your own friends that you've seen married and are actually making it work and got good relationship. Take their kids to school, pick them up. You know what I mean? And even if the relationship didn't work, one thing that I'm proud to say has been taught to me and has been presented to me is, even in relationships that do not work and do not last, there are moments and memories that should be cherished and appreciated for the remainder of your life. For those particular moments, for that moment in the wind, y'all were special. Y'all were locked in. My boy said, focus on your focus. Absolutely. And you have a chance to just keep that core memory, because that's never going to change. Even if the relationship dynamic has changed, that memory is special. It allows you to live. It allows you to grow and make more. But if you harbor on the negative, can't do it, maybe. Can't do it. Joel Embiid. Sorry, y'all. My relationship with the Sixers is a perfect example. Time and time. A sports fan is a perfect example of a relationship. A sports fan goes through so much turmoil. The majority of them, because there's only a few teams that are going to win. But when that team brings you joy, you remember that for the rest of your life. You're like, yo, remember when we did? Remember when Allen Iverson crossed over? It's like, yo, the Sixers fans are still talking about Allen Iverson. We ain't win no championship. But that joker stepped over to Ron Lue, and I will never forget it. And I appreciate. Kind of staying in the lane of the relationships, though. I saw something very, very interesting on Instagram. It was I saw something very, very interesting on Instagram. It was a account, and it was one of them interview accounts where they go up with the little goofy microphone and it's all of a sudden they ask people questions at parties, festivals, whatever. So the person was asking, he was going up to young women, young black women, and asking them, how much should you send a woman for lunch? And I'm not gonna lie, this was very intriguing. If you've ever experienced this, if somebody's ever bought you baddies, if somebody's ever bought you lunch, or if you've ever fellas have ever sent a shorty some money for lunch, but it's a very intriguing thing, and you know we're in the era of paying for everything, and I didn't take this as toxic or anything like that. It's just a general question. I thought it was interesting, the answers. So, because I'm looking at it from the economical level. Got to look at it from the economical level. So, on one end, you had the reasonable, the feasible answers, and women were saying, "Oh, $20, $25. That's pretty solid." And on the extreme end, you had women, if it's lunch, $100. A woman said for dinner, she said $250. I'm being kind. I really think she said $5. But let's say she said $250 because I don't want her to sound like a crackhead, as Judge Mathis would say. But let me do my deductive reasoning. Now, hold on, my people's already asking me, are you trying to go to game 6? Game 6, Sixers. When is it? Please be on Friday. I just need to know. Because I knew it was going to be on Thursday, y'all. Damn. When you got family responsibilities. We'll get back to that later at another time. But anyway, I digress. So let me do my deductive reasoning for y'all. Here's how I feel. For a number of reasons, I think that it's important to send the amount that you feel plus buffer. But that amount is based on 3 things. The amount you should send a baddie for lunch is based on 3 things. I call it the CPT. That Compton. It's based on CPT. It's based on the connectivity, the place, and the time. Okay? Connectivity. How connected are you to this baddie? Are y'all locked in? Do you want to be locked in? Will she let you be locked in? Because it's all about consent. So those 3 things are going to be very, very important. They're going to be very important to what I'm sending. If this is a, somebody that I'm actually interested in, or I'm just doing this, if this is, just a one-off or whatever. Now, the next would be place. Where do they live at? Where type of places do they go to eat? New York baddie gotta get more money than the suburb baddie, because New York is overpriced. I was about to say overrated, but it's overpriced. You know they're gonna be paying a high amount, even for lunch. I went to brunch in LA. A friend and I went to brunch in LA. I spent $100 for brunch. So those are the types of things you gotta kind of you gotta you know what I mean? Now, the next thing would be would be the time. The reason I say this is what time of the day? Is it a late lunch? Is it early lunch? Is it bordering into that happy hour? You know what I mean? All of that is going to account into how much money I'm trying to send on the Cash App for you to go get you something to eat. Let me end with this, though. As I mentioned, I feel like there should be a buffer. Now, a woman has never sent me money for lunch. The woman has sent me money to go get drinks. Oh, also, one other thing about the time. Another thing about time is it a special event? Is it a special day? Is it a birthday? Is this just going to get all of that matters? Okay? Now, as I was saying, I have been treated by a baddie before. The baddie flipped the script, had me feeling like Eddie Murphy in Boomerang. Ooh. Oh. But let me give an example. She recognized it was a birthday. And sent some bread. She said, go get a drink. Have a drink on me. And she sent me $25 for a drink. Using my deductive reasoning, if you go get a drink, an expensive drink, is going to cost you about $15. That's New York prices. Or a hotel price or somewhere expensive. It might be regular nowadays. But let's say 15. That's going to give you 15 to cover the drink and a little buffer. Maybe to get you a smaller drink, maybe to get you, something, Uber. But just a buffer. So for me, I always account for the buffer. So using what the girls were saying between the 20 and let's say the 100 for a lunch, I'm going to probably split the middle. You know what I mean? I'm going to probably lean towards maybe like 40, 35, 30 to 40 bucks if I'm being kind. If all the criteria is met, and because let's keep it real, you could spend $20 on a value meal at McDonald's quickly. That don't even allow you no space for no, apple pie or, a coffee or whatever. You want to get something else. So that's 20 at the Mickey D's. And if you care about somebody, you probably not sending them to no Mickey D's. So my whole thing is, like I said, you can get a realistic, a quality meal for one person for around 25 to 30 bucks if they go to a sit down. You know what I mean? Or something like that. That's easily to spend. So like I said, 30 to 35, 30 to 40 is the number that I would cap out at probably. Anything else is like, that better be your woman. That better be your woman. What my boy Chingy said, give me what you got for a pork chop. Just me. Just me. Now, I do have some other plans for you, but I'm going to swing this all full scale. The game's getting ready to come on. I want to give y'all to celebrate first the player and the baddie of the week. Celebrate the player and the baddie of the week. Give us a quick play on the Beans Better Tonight, and then we'll finish with a Ceddy's recipe. Now, tonight's player and baddie of the week is more of a organization. It's more of a conglomerate. And I want to celebrate the members of the Trenton African American Firefighters Association, known locally and even nationally as TAFA. And TAFA, I'm celebrating you because you just recently put on your first all-black affair in 12 years, and it was a highly successful event. I heard a lot of positives. I heard a lot of people speaking favorably about their experience there. It was great. We was all shout out Martin Luther King. Y'all know my boy Tuck. Tuck pulled up straight off the NBA runway with the Prada scarf. Didn't even see that coming. And as I said, beautiful sisters dressed up. Only one or two overly freaky dresses. Everybody else was pretty. Everyone was pretty solid. Medi Med, shout out Medi Med. But yeah, like I said, brothers there with they wives or significant others. The single ladies, beautiful in all ages, shades, levels of thickness. We danced. We had a good time. We honored the recently inducted captains. They honored retirees, including my father. They honored my father. Shout out to Charles. And I accepted the honor on his behalf. And we did it big. So I have to honor the members of TAFA as the player and baddies. The player tonight, and then we're going to finish with Ceddy's recipe and get up out of here. Again, thank all the YouTube live stream attendees, everybody in the player circle. As well as those that are on Instagram. Now, tonight, we've been rocking. We caught another hit last game with the Blazers versus the Spurs, which is on now. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple with y'all. Let me see if I can get some numbers as the game is already live. But let us go to the list. Now, the short play, the single straight play that I'm going to give y'all for tonight, quite simple, all right? And that is going to be, we're taking Drew Holiday, and we're taking him for 15 points. Something simple, something light, okay? So, a $10 bet on Drew Holiday will net you $16. Scoot Henderson, shout out Scoot Henderson, we're going to take him for 2 assists. Only 2. We're going to take my boy, Time Lord, Robert Williams III for 8 rebounds. Okay? We're going to take Victor Wembanyama for 25 points. Need him to get a little freaky. All right? 25 points. We're going to also go back to Drew Holiday. We're taking Drew Holiday assists. We're going for 6 assists. Drew, don't let me down. Now, 4-leg play. You know I don't like to do more than 5. 4-leg play, 445 plus 445 on the odds. $10 wins you $44. It's currently going up as we speak. 100 wins you 474 of them things. All right. Go ahead and lock them odds in. They're currently, because it's live, they're escalating. All right. Now, let's finish with one of my favorite segments, which is Ceddy's recipes. And Ceddy's recipes, for those who are new, is when we select an informal custom or tradition of our black culture of yesteryear or more unknown that we want to share with the youth, share with the children so that they can maintain this and take it to new levels. In the past, we have used such staples as not splitting the pole, spades, late night drives, the movie Meteor Man. And just last week, we talked about the 2-week vacation at grandma's. One of my personal favorites. Your own personal residency. Now, tonight, we get into one that still does have a lot of life, but may not be as known to the children, and that is line dancing. Line dancing. Now, I want y'all to do y'all research, because a lot of people like to associate line dancing with that do-si-do, round and round. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the classics. I'm talking about the hits. Now, some of you may be familiar, you know what I mean, depending on if you really get down and you get busy. Hey, shout out to homie, just Jocelyn, Poplin, Jocelyn, one of the homies, young baddie I met at the WNBA draft party. So shout her out, as well as the podcast. Y'all always come in when we about to peace out. But shout out to all my IG fans as well as the YouTubers. If you're new, like the live as well. Make sure you tap in with the boy. Tap in with the player. I'm gonna have to tag and Jocelyn. I don't mean to put you all, on the scene, but we definitely got to tap in because the WNBA is back. Just seen the preseason started, and your boy is excited. I'm still locked in with my NBA playoffs, getting this money, and hopefully I'll be at Game 6 for the Sixers on Thursday. But prior, me and you, we talk that WNBA. But anywho, going back to what we're talking about, Ceddy's recipe. So the Ceddy's recipe for the night is we're talking line dancing. And there's a lot of classic line dances. Now, again, if you go, my mother, shout out to my moms. Moms, if you're watching the episode, what's up? If not, I know you'll catch the replay on YouTube. But my mother is a line dancing enthusiast. And whenever we go over the house, she hey, y'all check this out. Mama, I'm sticking to Cupid Shuffle. I'm sticking to Wobble. But moms know all the line dances. I like to go by, they got a line dance team. They be doing all the line dances, so I go watch her at the, out South Jersey when she go do her line dancing. So, but yes, line dancing goes back even before the Cupid Shuffle, before the Wobble. And if you really tapped in, there's a lot of different ones. Don't forget the Tamia. I can't do that one. But, the Tamia line shuffle. But this goes way back. You got the iconic electric slide, the cha-cha slide. You know what I mean? Don't let no are we counting swag surf? Are we counting swag surf as a line dance? Nah. That don't count. That's like it's a hot dog or sandwich. That's tripping. Now you're going too far. But, Jocelyn, damn, boo. She talking about the Knicks. Girl, I'm about the Sixers. We can still be friends. But, still, I digress. If you get down You get down there to Houston, you get down there to some of these other places, it's a lot of dope line dances and boots on the ground. She said, my bad, my bad. But it's a lot of great line dances, and this is our place, our opportunity for us to unite with both the young and the old. You know what I mean? I love when when the Boots on the Ground came out. Go see my cousins down DC. They dancing, my mom dancing, all the young kids, everybody out there getting it. And like I said, if a party is starting and everybody acting all slow, getting to the dance floor, you know what the DJ is going to do. He going to put on that line dance to get everybody out there. Either that or the house music for the OGs. But it is essential to I recommend at least have one line dance in your bag, in your rotation. Especially if you're a player. Now, I know you mean like players, we don't dance. We, lean back. Oh, my boy Santos was good. Closing up shop here, but talking about some of the famous line dances. But I highly recommend that a player have at least one line dance in his rotation, in his bag. That allows you to get on the dance floor with the ladies. You're going to get you the leg up. It's going to get you the leg up. Because everybody else going to be player hating from the sideline. Or the baddies on the dance floor. You dancing with them. Don't overdo it. Just hit your casual. And if you're confident, then you pull out some new moves that they ain't seen before. They're going to think you Chris Breezy. They went, oh my God, you were killing it on the dance floor. That gets you in. They be like, damn, you was on point. A guy, listen, man, don't let me get in my OG bag, triple OG, all the lessons I learned from the unks of my day. But it's like, yo, if you can dance, and I ain't talking about doing nothing crazy. I ain't talking about you out here grinding. I ain't talking about twerking. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about if you can just dance, you got you some moves. That sends the pheromones. Gotta make up some bullshit. This sends the pheromones to the daddy, and it's a mating signal. Oh, he got a little rhythm. Boom, you in there. Yeah, man, listen. I'll be, and I'm well versed. Your boy, check your boy. See, Santos said he just need the courage juice. Put a little just a little taste. Jocelyn said definitely got to have at least one line dance in the arsenal. Mean two-step, and that's what I'm saying. If you can hit a mean two-step, you just got to be able to keep the rhythm. You got to be able to keep the rhythm. You know what I mean? Now, me, I don't want to give out all of my, all my game. You never know. I might, you never know where I might pull up at. Sendo said, after a few cups of courage, I'm on the floor. I don't care how I look. Confidence is key. Man, listen, I'll be out there, I'll be hitting bachata. I'll be out here hitting that all the TikTok joints. I don't do too much of that. I just keep it in my bag. But I just want them to know I can go wherever you want to go. And I can lead too. That's probably what I want to do. But getting back to the point at hand, is essential, is great to have just the knowledge and the awareness of how to do the line dance. Or the courage, like my boy Santos said, to get out on the dance floor. Get out there. This is another tip. Hey, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. You gotta show me how. That's an icebreaker, baby. Icebreakers. But that's all the game I got for you tonight. I can't get you everything. Gotta be like Drewski. Hey. But listen, y'all. As always, I love pulling up on y'all. Shout out to the IG family. Shout out to the YouTube live streamers. If you on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you locked in with us on the Playas Circle. And if you on IG, you can go to my page and you can tap in with the Playas Circle channel. But we here every Tuesday. We locked in. And if I'm not here on Tuesday, I'm going to let you know so that you know when to catch me. But if you miss any episodes, you can catch them live on YouTube. You can catch the replay on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. But Sixers won. Sixers won, baby. So I'm happy. About to watch here, see if I can make some money, see if any of my parlays hit. But until then, nothing but love, y'all. I love y'all, for real. Appreciate all y'all do. Tap in with us. Check out the new music from my boy, Cheek the Prophet. He said barely. Stop your hating. Stop your hating. All these Knicks fans up in here. Y'all worry about what y'all got going on. Trying to kill my joy. But I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Stay tapped in. But until then, you know what to do. Keep it blessed. Keep it real, but always